Hello and welcome to another game on another day. Today I have a beautiful brew for you here. Now, originally this was going to be an aggressive deck, I swear. I know, I love my mono reds. But you see, we started in the realm of mono black skeletons, and the trouble with that is that it turned out the mono black skeletons are actually kind of bad. Well, you see, they want to be an aggro deck, but they're super fast. And the reason that that Skeletons feels like an aggro deck is almost entirely the card Corpses of the Lost. Because that card is insane. It delivers Skeletons at a maddeningly fast pace. Ending the game basically immediately. And the layperson may think a 3-mana card that anthems your board, ends the game incredibly quickly. Well, that's an aggro piece, isn't it? No. See, the thing is, Corpses of the Lost is secretly a combo card because it gives your skeletons haste, which means it's pumping out 3/2 haste tokens. I meant for that to be the Surveyor land. Oh, well. Oh, we can... No, I did this on purpose, so that we have 4 mana, so that on their turn, I can crack the Carrot Cake. Ooh, I'm gonna dig, so I can demonstrate the power of Corpses of the Lost. Because, you see, the more that I wanted to make my deck into a Corpses of the Lost engine, the more I realized that what I actually wanted was staying power, and I wanted to be able to repeatedly pick up the Corpses of the Lost and hit people in the face with more skeletons. And the other skeleton cards just weren't actually vibing with that game plan. No, what vibed with that game plan was control cards. I found Discard was going really well, Sheoldred's Edict was going really well, and then when I tried out white-black, which originally it was for Hopeless Nightmare and Nurturing Pixie. So again, we were in a very aggro lane. What happened was I discovered that deck's bad. And I mean, it's cute, but ultimately, the white cards that were getting me the most places were Soul Search and Caregiver's Talent, which are control cards. And then suddenly, I was in this point where I had to make a decision, do I want to continue losing games and continuing the spirit of the Skeletons deck, or do I want to commit to being a Corpses of the Lost deck? And I think that is going to be the enduring legacy of this deck, is realizing that skeletons are not a tribe. No matter how much you might see them, we've got a Geza that makes zombies and skeletons into a tribe together. She's kind of a skeleton tribal commander. Corpses of the Lost is a combo missile. I would copy this, except it would be a 0/0. Because it's when you put Corpses of the Lost into a deck like this, I'm just gonna make 4 Caretaker's Talent, and I'm gonna Sunfall the next thing that comes into play and draw 4 cards. Because, I mean, this is insane. And then I'm going to show you what happens when we have all of these level 1 Caretaker's Talents, and we eventually draw a Corpses of the Lost. Oh my god! Okay. Now, if I wanted to dig for the memes, I would carrot cake here. But I'm going to be ever so slightly responsible and actually pressure by playing the Planeswalker.
I will put an end to this misery. This is our fight to win.
We are going... This is a situation that is going to cause us to deck ourselves. Planeswalker who generates a token each turn and 4 Caretaker's talent. I don't... Okay, look. Hashtag for the content. Oh no, I'm gonna have to okay through all of these. Oh, thank God. Finally, okay. Now, real question. Do we have lethal? Because we can go corpses. Let's go double Corpses of the Lost this turn. And I'll show you why this card plays well with itself, but not with other skeletons. Because I just went 6 mana, 8 haste damage. And if you block them, I just pick them up. Look, our opponent's gonna, like... Not Sunfall. What's the black one? Deadly Cover-Up. That's the one that's in my hand. They're gonna Deadly Cover-Up us. No, they're not? This is the second opponent I faced today, who's probably playing beyond a point where they've realistically had a chance in the game. And I think letting me have 4 of these was maybe the point where they lost. It's okay. If they... Cool. I mean, I still have lethal on board. Uh-huh. Okay. So here's why Corpses of the Lost is good in black-white. Cool. I would really like to just be like, 4 of these, please. So that was 4 mana. I guess we'll use the rest of our mana to just remove our opponent's board. And then we'll... So yeah, don't play skeletons with mono black skeletons. Play the good skeleton card in a deck that actually makes use of it. Finally. Get us out of the not real ranks. If you play and you're in gold, I promise you, I'm not insulting you by saying that gold is no real rank. But, like, it is purely a question of playtime. Oh, beautiful. Turn 1, turn 2. Beza, the broken 4-drop. What's our opponent playing? This is the best kind of situation to be in as a control deck, where you're like, I don't mind whatever my opponent plays. I would like my opponent to play something. You know. Cool. There we go. Domain. So this is Domain. I'm sure it's not the incredibly based version of Domain that I got sent by my lovely friend Sam. We want to scry the Rottenmouth Viper away, unfortunately, because Domain plays Heaped Harvests, and if you play a Rottenmouth Viper into a Heaped Harvest, you're a fool. Okay. Now we're just gonna try and end the game super fast with our tribal skeletons, because that's a thing that we can do despite being a control deck. Don't even need to draw the 4th land. 2 mana. Herd Migration. Yep. Interesting that they surveilled away the Sunfall. I assume that means that they're digging for lands. Okay. We do an extra 4-5 damage if we Corpses of the Lost, but if we Elspeth, we get another plus going, which is really appealing. I'm gonna put the 5 on the board. This is the Unga Bunga gorilla move, but sometimes it just works. I mean, we'll keep that on top because we're not going to kill them this turn now. So 4 mana. What do we want to do? 4, 5, 6. So if we Archangeled and then we minused, we would have a flying skeleton. I think what we want to do is make them sack the Beza, attack with a bunch of creatures, and then we're going to demonstrate why we play Corpses of the Lost over going into red for Urabrusk's Forge. Because look at this. This is better than draw 2 cards. Because now they're not on the board and they can't be removed. If we draw an untapped land, next turn we can play 2 more, which is 2, 4, 6, 8 additional haste damage. Yeah? Oh, we weren't going to draw an untapped... I knew that we weren't going to draw an untapped land. Because I scryed it that way. Ooh. So the Vraskas indicate to me that they probably have a 1 of Innkeeper's Talent for the instant kill. I was probably always going to take the Atraxa, realistically. But, I mean, I've still got to say it. We'll play a Corpses of the Lost. We're not going to attack, because all they'll do is block the 3-2 and net gain 1 life. So. Next turn, at least we can make our Corpses of Lost skeletons into 4-2s. And then... Or we can just, like, Archangel. Yep. I did consider just playing this and having it so you could only... And only needing, like, 1... I mean, Soul Search second Corpses of the Lost is a really good way to spend 5 mana. I'm gonna take a Vraska. Just to be like, hey, Sunfall me. Do it. Yeah, we trade a skeleton for an Archangel of Wrath. I mean, that feels incredible. They've got a full power Vraska. Yep. Up the Beanstalk. The Up the Beanstalk really is the thing that's going to make us lose this game. We don't have an engine anywhere near as powerful as Up the Beanstalk. Hold on. I mean, we just trade Planeswalkers, right? Trading Planeswalkers feels bad. No, it doesn't feel bad.
To the skies. You
I'm offering a trade of planeswalkers. That's an important distinction. I'm not actively trading my planeswalker. Yeah.
Surely more can be done.
Carrot cake. Scry that away. My Beza. Draw a card. Oh, and I got a treasure token. Sick. Attack with my flying 3/3. I'm not going to block with it. And then I will, end of their turn, crack the carrot cake. Oh, I'm a fool. I could have cracked the carrot cake and picked up my corpses. I'm not going to crack it now. Because it's end of my turn. I mean, absolutely I will trade Beza. You didn't... Hey. We pushed the Sunfall out of their hand. They got to draw a card for it. But hey. Alright, easy. 4 mana for Elspeth. Then we crack the carrot cake so that we can pick up our corpses of the lost that should have already been in our hand.
This fight ends now.
Oh well, we keep our treasures. Scry away lands. Every time we scry a land away, that's drawing a card.
We fight together.
And every time we pick up our corpses of the lost, that's a 3/2 haste we get to cast again. Can I please have some Caretaker's talent? I am keeping up with this up the beanstalk through sheer bloody mindedness. But if I could just have a Caretaker's talent, I would actually have the gas. Okay. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. White. White. Temporary lockdown. Thank you. And now we double corpses of the lost. And we're going to plus, because we are in the kind of matchup where we really, really want to be able to ult the Elspeth and then keep the Elspeth. And also because our opponent almost certainly has a Sunfall in hand. There we go. Ooh. They're not low enough life for us to try to be aggressive with the Restless Fortress. So we're going to make sure that we keep them up so that we can block the incubator token. No! Ah! They're playing the card that is the reason.
The sun always rises again.
-1 damage? No, it's not -1 damage. I chose not to attack with the token because the skeletons have haste. So I could attack with either the 1 token or the 2 skeletons. Oh, I'm so glad that Up the Beanstalk is gone. It means that we're on even footing and our opponent is suddenly realizing that they are way behind because they have no creature lands and I have Corpses of the Lost that I can pick up at a moment's notice. They have something in their hand that they're thinking about, and I really want to know what it is. Does Domain play? Is it it wouldn't be another Leyline Binding because they would have played it. It might be a temporary lockdown, and they're just mad that it doesn't get rid of Corpses of the Lost, which is one of the reasons that we play the card. I mean, it's not a card, but it's... Ooh, yeah, in Caves Talent, there we go. So what we should do, we should keep, realistically, we should keep the Deadly Cover-Up just for the Cranial Extraction effect. You know what occurs? We could have done something spicy there. We could have animated the fortress, attacked with the fortress, and if they had removed it with non-exile removal, like with destruction removal, we would have picked up both of our corpses of the lost. So we do this. 2, 4, 6. And then what we want to do, so our opponent's best win conditions, we could remove the Innkeeper's Talent. I think actually removing the Vraska is the better choice. Opponent's hands a temporary lockdown. We called it. Let's jam some face damage. 1, 2, 3. You know, we're not going to talk about hindsight bias and how we could have drawn this, but I think consider the alternative that if we had extracted away the Innkeeper's Talents and then that card was instead anything else, they would have affected the board somehow, and that would be bad for us. And if it was a Vraska, we don't have a way to remove the Vraska aside from attacking it at the moment. Again, very bad. Man, I would love to draw literally any gas. I guess I'll just have to settle for my creature lands doing the job. They don't have lethal. We don't have lethal, that is. I mean, yeah, we don't have lethal. We would need to cast something and animate them. I don't see any cursor movement. There's no mousing over. I think our opponent may have AFK'd out of sheer shame. Look, this is why you don't play the Innkeeper's Talent. It's a cute, like, you're in Domain, you're in a control deck, play the one of Innkeeper's Talent, I mean, that's really good. It's a shame that I've got this sitting in my hand from 1,000 years ago. And I play the carrot cake, and I crack the carrot cake. You can temporarily lock down my my incubator token away. I'm gonna more than 9. 2, 4, 6 plus 9. I mean, 11 you. Yeah. It can't be 11. That makes no sense as a number. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 15 you. Did I just add 9 and 6 and get 11? God, I am glad Sam's not watching. Now, actually, I need to figure out some dinner for myself. But before we go, this has been bugging me. All day today, I think we've resolved maybe one Rotten Mouth Viper. I think this card needs to go. I think this is a leftover from when we were playing this deck with enchantments that wanted to get sacrificed, and a bunch of little things, and we wanted something to kind of finish the game. Well, it turns out, from a deck that actually spends time trying to finish the game, Rottenmouth Viper's not very good. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming on. I'm going to go get myself some food. Next time you see me, I'll probably be either in a YouTube video or playing some Red Niv Mizzet. And I need more wildcards for this too. You know what? Next time I'm on stream, I'll be drafting. I need to beat some people up and take their wildcards.